In this video I'm going to give you a practical demonstration of how to use this code off the wiki for having a JavaScript and HTML page that is going to read from a CSV file that's in the same directory. So let's start with this code, and I'm just going to step you through it. I'm not going to bore you to tears writing it in front of you. All this stuff at the top here, that is just part of the Bootstrap 5 template. That just goes and gets it off a CDN and uses it in the page. There's no real functionality that you need to worry about there. Here in the body we have a div with an ID of show table, and that's where I'm going to construct the table in JavaScript, and I'm going to place the table inside that div. So what we're looking at here first of all is a function, and this function is called parsCSV. Now what it does is you hand it the data that you've collected from the CSV file. It's going to create lines out of it by splitting it when it finds an end of line text. It is going to turn it into arrays, and then it is going to hand it back. And I can show you actually what that looks like here in the example. So if you look here, here is an array of arrays. So there is the first item in the big array, and within it is the small array about Indiana. And then the second item in the big array is the small array about Emmylou. So it's constructing an array of arrays, and that's what it's passing back. So that's a helper program over to the side. So down here is where the main work gets done. We fetch pet CSV. We can just call it by that name because it's in the same directory that we are. This dot then means you wait until this is done. It's called a promise, and basically you're waiting for the promise to be kept, and then you do this. It's so that it doesn't just race ahead and try and do it before it's got that data back. So these dot then statements will run in order. So dot then response. So we're getting this thing called response text. We're converting it from the fetch. We're getting the response and saving it as this thing called response. Then we are, what are we doing? We've got this CSV text, and we're basically giving it to the function above, and it's going to give it back as the series of arrays, and that series of arrays is what we saw in the console before. So just to refresh your memory, that printing is all that stuff there. That's your array of arrays. Then all we're doing is constructing a table. So I'm saying this variable called table contents, I'm just going to start it with the starting code for the table. Then I'm going to go through the data. So the array of arrays is called pet data. So for each is a for loop that counts through every item in the loop. And so for each, and each one's going to be called row, and we're going to get this name from row 0 because the name is in position 0, which is the first position. Then we're getting species, then we're getting secret name. And then once we've done all of that, we are going to close off the table and say table contents equals this, and then we're going to stuff that into that ID. Now this code is unfinished. As you'll notice, it doesn't actually give the information from the CSV, it just gives that literal text. So let's go through and change it. So what I'm going to do is say, okay, let's take that out. So plus this name. There we go. And I'm going to do this bit by bit because I don't want to get too ahead of myself. Alright, so I've added this name. Let's go back and load it. Good, the name's coming through. Alright, here. So, and this species. And again, I'm not going to get too far ahead of myself here. There we go. There's everybody's species. And then we're going to take secret name out. This secret name, and there you have it. You have a fully functional page. Now we could build a heading in if we wanted to. There's other bells and whistles, but that's your basic practice of how we get information out of the CSV, how we pass it off to this function to get it turned into an array of arrays, and then we cycle through the array to build up our table.